What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and in this video we will be talking about what happens after the Tournament of Power. The tournament is the current epic saga of Dragon Ball Super that is expected to run until March of 2018. Now, obviously the Tournament of Power has really raised the stakes in Dragon Ball Super, the strongest fighters from 8 different universes facing off against each other, with the existence of their entire universes being on the line. We've already seen a bunch of universes erased from existence, including Universe 6 in one of the most emotional Dragon Ball Super episodes to date. It doesn't get much more important or much more interesting than that, so where does Dragon Ball Super go from here? Provided that the series continues past the Universe Survival arc, and there is no reason why it shouldn't, because Dragon Ball Super is extremely popular worldwide. The big question is, how can they top the Tournament of Power? How can they keep the audience interested after all of these universes battling each other for their very survival? This is the question that we will be talking about in this video, and I will be analyzing some of the most interesting theories about what will happen after the tournament. And I will also let you know which theories I personally agree and disagree with. Although I always welcome your views and opinions in the comments. For this video especially, I want to get a good conversation going about what's next for Dragon Ball Super, so definitely give me your take down below. If you enjoy the Dragon Ball Super content on this channel, be sure to leave a like to let me know. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to support the channel and get cool anime merch like Your Girl Calls Me Senpai and Keep Calm and Ultra Instinct, you can check out our merch store, link in the description. Now, the first thing that we need to talk about in terms of what happens after the tournament is how the tournament will end, because those two things will likely be closely related. A lot of things are pointing towards a rematch and final showdown between Jiren and Ultra Instinct Goku, and I personally can't wait to see that happen. However, we still don't know just how powerful Jiren truly is. He has been so calm and confident throughout the tournament that he could still be holding back. And if Jiren is holding back and he didn't use his full potential even during his fight against Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, then we have to ask ourselves, how will Goku manage to defeat him? Will Goku attain yet another level beyond Ultra Instinct Omen that will allow him to move beyond the power of Jiren? Or will he be forced to do something drastic like fuse with Vegeta to create Ultra Instinct Vegito? After Kale and Caulifla were allowed to use the Potara to fuse into Kefla, the stage was set for other Potara fusions during the Tournament of Power, including the potential fusion between Goku and Vegeta. We know that Vegeta told Kappa that if Universe 6 lost in the tournament, then he would wish them back into existence using the Super Dragon Balls. Because Super Shenron's power is described as without limits as long as there is only one wish, we can assume that wishing Universe 6 back with the Super Dragon Balls is indeed possible. In Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Balls were used to bring back everyone who was killed by Frieza and his forces on Namek, and also everyone who was killed by Cell and the androids on Earth. So if Super Shenron, being more powerful than any of the other dragons, can indeed revive entire universes, it may be possible for Goku or Vegeta or someone else to wish back literally everyone who was erased by Zeno during the Tournament of Power, thereby bringing back all of the universes and all of the life inside of them. Super Shenron and the Super Dragon Balls will obviously play a major role after the tournament ends, but the question is, who will get to make the wish? If Universe 7 wins, then we can safely say that someone like Goku or Vegeta will wish back the other universes. But what about Frieza? He has been very cunning during the tournament, saving his own stamina while still helping the members of his own team because of course he wants to win. But what will he do when the time comes to decide who gets to make the wish? In episode 95, Frieza was able to overcome Cedra's energy of destruction, showing that even before the tournament he had become extremely powerful. And in episode 99, Frieza says about Zeno, "One day, I promise, I shall reign over you." Clearly, if Frieza somehow manages to be the last man standing on the Universe 7 team, his priority will not be to wish back the other universes, but to wish himself back to life permanently. And also, let's face it, he will probably find some way to make the wish turn him into the most powerful being in existence. Frieza being the one to make the wish and wishing to become more powerful than the Omni King, for example, would change everything and turn Frieza yet again into the ultimate villain. Now, I'm not saying this is definitely gonna happen. In fact, personally, I doubt it. But it's definitely a possibility. On the other hand, if Universe 7 by some chance doesn't win and Jiren wins instead, what will he wish for? As a Pride Trooper, he loves justice, so will his love of justice compel him to wish back all the other universes? If Universe 7 somehow loses in the end and then they are actually erased, I am betting that Jiren will wish them back, because of course there can be no Dragon Ball Super without Universe 7. But I am definitely interested to see how the series will handle who wins and then who gets to make the wish. Another option is that instead of relying on the Super Dragon Balls, Zeno himself will bring back all of the universes. If the theory that I outlined in my "What if the Grand Priest is actually good" video is true, then the Grand Priest is using the Tournament of Power to teach Zeno an important lesson. The lesson is that mortals actually have value, and in Zeno's case, they have value because they can be very entertaining. As a creature who exists on a higher plane of existence, Zeno cannot relate to mortals or truly comprehend what he is doing to them when he erases a universe. If we look at both Zeno and future Zeno during the Tournament of Power, we can see just how much fun they are having watching the tournament. So once the tournament ends and the 7 losing universes are erased, Zeno will realize that he can never watch another tournament like this one again because most of the participants are gone. With only 5 universes left altogether, any future tournament would have less fighters, less unique techniques, and so on. At this point, the Grand Priest may approach Zeno and explain to him that if he wants to continue being entertained by all these mortals, he has to bring the universes back to life. And then he could potentially organize regular tournaments every few years for every universe to showcase their best fighters, like a Universe Olympic Games. This would open up the possibility of more major tournament arcs in the future, depending on how long Dragon Ball Super goes on for. But regardless of whether they are brought back using the Super Dragon Balls or by the will of Zeno, I am confident that the erased universes will indeed be brought back into existence. In fact, if they are brought back by Super Shenron and the wish that is made ends up being general enough, something like bring every erased universe back, without specifying when exactly they were erased, we may even see the 6 universes that Zeno erased before come back. And that would open up many new possibilities. What is going on in these 6 universes? Are there powerful evil forces at work in these universes that made Zeno mad in the first place and made him decide to erase them, just like future Zeno decided to erase the entire future timeline because of the evil deeds of Zamasu? And speaking of Zamasu, I've gotten a lot of great comments from you guys on my Dragon Ball Super videos in the past, but this one really stood out. The commenter asks, what if the wish to bring back all the universes ends up being along the lines of bring back all the universes that the Omni King erased? But then, because of the way the wish is phrased, it also ends up being applied to the universes that future Zeno erased, so that the entire future timeline is brought back, including Goku Black and Zamasu. Since future Zeno is now in the present timeline, we may not even realize that Zamasu and Goku Black are back until they become powerful enough to pose a major threat to the multiverse once again. I know that a lot of people were fans of Zamasu as a villain, so I wonder how his potential resurrection would make you feel. Let me know down below. So the possibilities that we talked about so far include Frieza pulling off something unexpected with the Super Dragon Balls, a new threat emerging from one of the universes that we haven't explored yet, including potentially the universes that were erased by Zeno even before the tournament, and the possibility of Zamasu being brought back by accident. Another possibility for what happens after the tournament involves Super Shenron and his creator Zalama the Dragon God. We really don't know much about Zalama the Dragon God except that he created the Super Dragon Balls in year 41 of the Divine Calendar. We do know, however, that Super Shenron's power is without limits. He is able to kill gods of destruction, grant immortality, and even destroy entire universes. Vegeta speculates that he can also bring back entire universes after they have been erased, and I think that he is right. Super Shenron's power to grant wishes is without limits, and what is another word for without limits? Omnipotent or simply Omni. And who is the only other being that we know with such seemingly limitless power? The Omni King Zeno. In my video called The Omni King Has a Secret, I argued that the only being who could have created Super Shenron in the first place was none other than Zeno. No other being by definition could possibly possess the kind of power that could have created Super Shenron, and that means that Zeno is the creator of the Super Dragon Balls and that Zeno's true form is the Dragon God Zalama. Future Zeno was able to erase Infinite Zamasu even though he had used the Super Dragon Balls to gain immortality. And who could undo the actions of an all-powerful creature like Super Shenron other than its creator, the Dragon God? On top of that, I believe that the biggest reason that future Zeno decides to erase the entire timeline in the first place is that Zamasu destroyed the Super Dragon Balls. The Supreme Kais and Gods of Destruction of the future timeline can be replaced, but the destruction of the Super Dragon Balls might be what convinced future Zeno that the future timeline is hopeless. And if this theory is true, then the Omni King having another form, which is the Dragon God Zalama, could be a major plot point after the Tournament of Power. Perhaps something will happen to Zeno, like once Super Shenron is summoned after the tournament, something changes within Zeno, his overwhelming power erupts beyond his control or something along those lines. This would then lead our heroes to learn the truth about the Dragon God, why he was using another form, what his true intentions are, how to stop his power from destroying the multiverse, and so on. I know that some people would also like to see some non-canonical material brought into the canon at some point during Dragon Ball Super, including for example Gogeta and the Super Saiyan 4 form. These are not technically canon because they appear only in movies and in Dragon Ball GT, and I know that a lot of people assume that we will never see Gogeta or Super Saiyan 4 in Super just because they aren't canon. However, it is worth noting that Broly and his legendary Super Saiyan power are also not canon, and yet when Kale was introduced in Dragon Ball Super, her Berserker Super Saiyan power and appearance was revealed to be almost identical to Broly's legendary Super Saiyan. So because of the example of Kale, I wouldn't completely dismiss the possibility of perhaps seeing Gogeta or some elements from Dragon Ball GT introduced in Super. Personally, I love the design of Super Saiyan 4, and even if they call it something else, I would love to see something like that in Dragon Ball Super. Finally, a very popular theory, at least on YouTube, is that the Grand Priest is evil, that he is manipulating Zeno, and that after the tournament he and perhaps some of his angels will emerge as the next major threat. Just searching the words Grand Priest Evil in a YouTube search will lead you to a ton of videos, many with hundreds of thousands of views, that talk about how the Grand Priest is evil. This theory claims that the Grand Priest wants the universes to be erased so that the angels no longer have to serve as attendants to the gods of destruction. And after all the universes are brought back by the Super Dragon Balls after the tournament, the Grand Priest will be upset by this and he will seek to destroy those who made it happen. Maybe after the tournament is over and everyone goes home, the Grand Priest will put his plan into motion without Zeno even knowing about it. And some even believe that the Grand Priest might try to overthrow Zeno, but I find this hard to believe. If we look at how powerful Zeno is compared to the Grand Priest and everyone else that we know in the multiverse, getting overthrown seems pretty unlikely. At any rate, I firmly believe that all of the erased universes will be brought back after the tournament and that we will learn more about these universes and the mysteries hidden inside of them after the tournament ends. But beyond that, I want to know what you guys think. Is Frieza going to make some kind of move yet again? Will we see the return of Zamasu? Will a new threat emerge from one of the universes that we don't know very much about? Maybe even one of the 6 universes that Zeno erased earlier? Will Zeno turn out to be the Dragon God Zalama? Or will the Grand Priest become some sort of villain? And do you see that we will see more non-canonical elements make an official appearance in Dragon Ball Super, like Gogeta or the Super Saiyan 4 design? Let me know down below. We always have great discussions in the comment sections of these videos, and some of your comments go on to inspire me to make new videos, so please don't forget to give me your take down below. What exactly do you think is going to happen after the tournament? If you enjoy these videos and want to see more, be sure to leave a like to let me know. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to stay in touch on all of the latest happenings on this channel, even when YouTube notifications don't work properly, then you can follow us on Twitter at Anime Uproar. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.